Huh, weird. So now it's different again. So I guess it's already live. So I've already got the camera this way. Okay, so I already did a recording this morning, and so it's still downloading. It was like 2 hours and 7 minutes. So I already talked for a long while, but then I was been sitting here because I'm still up, and I went on and I was looking on TikTok, and I had seen a couple more things, but then it was reminding me of things that I didn't finish talking about that I had started to talk about and didn't finish, and there was a weird thing that I saw yesterday about Hawaii, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it had supposedly, because you can Google it. I was watching the girl Googling it, like as she was doing it, and there was 15 kids that were found, and that are Maui, 15 of them, found in cages in one of the other islands. And so all of that suspicious stuff is looking like it's going to go. But then there's a problem because they don't have any family left, because this is what these people do. They go in and they destroy the family, create orphans, and then they take all the orphans. And so they do it over and over and over and over. Like Haiti was such a big one too, when they did that and that Hillary, all like, that just started. It's like they all joined in together. Oprah, John of God, fucking Clinton's got a lot of people involved. Fucking Hillary used to go over there to learn voodoo and stuff. Like she's weird, man. All of these people are just so creepy to me. But so there's more stuff coming out, the Hawaii thing, but oh my God, I just can't even believe the way that they just take their land like that. And then they go build a little ghetto on another island and say, oh, look, we're doing you such a favor and we're going to do all this stuff and make it so great for you. It's like, fuck off. You're in our goddamn land. Get the fuck off of our land. You get to go in there and take our land and start telling us anything to do. Such bullshit, man. But it's just like crises after crises happening everywhere. But one of the things that I had said that I had not finished talking about too was this whole thing about all of these men that keep thinking about the Roman Empire. And so they're all, I don't know, like lots and lots of men think about the Roman Empire a lot, like, or I don't know, connected to it or something, but like they don't talk about it. But now all of a sudden there's this whole thing of women asking them. But to me, when I was hearing it, I was like, that is totally past life connection. And to me, there is these going full circle, like it doesn't surprise me at all that there is a huge amount of people all from this same time period that are here for this revolution. It's like playing another part. Like every soul has its own thing that it's doing. So you can't just specifically say, well, if you're doing this, it means this, because it's like the facets of a diamond. There's so many expressions. There's so many realities. It's all being played out. So it isn't just one set thing. There's multiple things playing out. But I wasn't surprised at all when they were seeing all of these guys have, like, they think about the Roman Empire, they think about all these different things about it. And those are your connections to this other part of yourself. If you go into like things that you find interesting, things that, like that you don't talk about. It could be the Middle Ages. It could be so many different things. It could be outer space. It could be underground. It could be caves. It could be anything that just, it intrigues you. Your mind is interested and you want to learn more. You want to know more about it and stuff. That is a connection inside of you. That is a part of you. Is like a part of you that wants to be acknowledged or something. And so that is where you can start trying to understand yourself in a more vast perspective, as seeing yourself as like your DNA imprint is all of you through all of your lives. For everything that you are is imprinted into you, into your soul, and then you're here presenting this one little aspect so that you can learn along with all these other people that are presenting all these other aspects. So we all learn together. So then there's a bigger lesson because we get all of the lessons. I mean, here you may not feel it, you may not understand it, you may think, oh, bad things happen, poor me, I'm so scared God's gonna get me. And like you can have control, like you can put on something and hide from death or something. But that is all, a part of this artificial world, because that's completely false to even think that way. But when you can get more productive in how you live your life, when you understand more about your soul and what you're doing here, and understand these different parts of yourself and acknowledge these different parts of yourself, which I believe that is what all this stuff is happening for. It's giving you an opportunity to get to learn about yourself, to get to understand yourself, to see yourself in a bigger, broader way. So you don't just have yourself just reduced to this little person here in this world of enslavement. So you can understand your bigger part, the bigger part you play in the whole universe. But your real consciousness, the one that's not attached to this reality, is open to all of the um, universal knowledge. Like I can access that all the time. I think some people would think of it as like akashic records or something. There's a universal knowledge out there. There's a universal consciousness, and you can tap into it. It is like having the encyclopedia of all things, but you don't trust yourself. You don't trust your soul. You don't trust the information because you have trust in this world and how you have to try and have people see you a certain way and stuff. So your trust isn't where it needs to be. But this is an opportunity for you to see where you're putting your trust. And you're not putting in trust for people that are trustworthy. You have got to turn the trust towards yourself, and you need to start learning to go inside of you, and trusting yourself and communicating with your higher mind, and it being reflective, and it being mindful, and all of those things. It's like slow down and to think things through. And in the process of all of those things, all of these things, these shifts and stuff, and all this process, it is about you healing, because you have to let go of stuff. And while you're healing and letting go of stuff, you have all of the things that are also a part of your soul, a part of your imprint. And you have these huge amounts of people that you're here going through things with, that you went through them with in other lifetimes. Were on the battleground with these other people who are here now playing different roles and going through a different way of this experience, turning things around, going full circle. And so that's why I said, like, there would be huge groups of people who would leave together too. They're all going to leave in mass groups. And then we keep seeing that happening. And it's like huge soul groups. They're just going out together because they came in and they finished what they came in to do, and then they're leaving. And so it's just a part of the game. The game is, it's a spiritual game. This is what your soul does. This is what your soul does for fun. This is what your soul does, for eternal entertainment. So you are doing, it's so weird how people get into this reality, and then they get so trapped in their mind. Like, I know it's all set up. Like, I know they did it on purpose, but still, it just trips me out because I don't see, like, why don't you feel your soul stronger? Why can't you hear, like, the other communication more? Why isn't it helping you? How are you getting so deep into this reality where you feel like that this is all there is? And what was it in the comments a little while ago? Um, Somebody was saying about uh, that they can see in their family the the spouse leading the kids really strongly in a certain direction. And, that was the same thing that happened with me because I am way more open. I feel like everybody's got to come to their realizations themselves. And so I went through that experience in my own life. And so that's what I wanted for my kids. I didn't want to tell them what to believe, tell them how to think. I wanted them to think for themselves and to figure out their own connection to what they thought they were, who they thought they were and stuff. I wanted them to figure it out for themselves. But then I was married to somebody who wanted to highly influence how they saw, you know, the world. And they were atheist, which is so strange. And I've talked about it so many times, that it's weird because they're so into nature and growing things, but they're an atheist. It's like this world that we've been existing in is so full of hypocrisy. This this blind side to the duality, only seeing this one side of things. It's just that we've been so off balance. It's gonna feel so good when it felt so off balance, if it felt so off balance to you throughout all of this stuff, it's gonna feel so good when it flips because we're gonna go into a place of going towards the balance. It's going to be like a shift, but it's going to feel so much better. I just know it's going to feel so much better because this is so uncomfortable. It's like so aggravating. It's so upside down, and people are so comfortable in accepting being upside down and they accept things that are unacceptable. And so, it's a challenge to go through this. But, and you can see, how much the opportunity there is for your soul to evolve and to grow and to expand itself. And so, that's to me what it's all about. That's what everything, because everything is cycles and we are energy and everything is about energy and everything has different states of consciousness and the energy, you know, is the same thing of like what I was talking about with like the duck may not run in fear because it doesn't understand, it's about to die because it doesn't have a fear of death like how we do. We're running all the time. We think we're outrunning death or something. We can get away from it somehow, but it's always at your heels because from the time you're born, there's an exit time that is set and you can spend all your life, worrying about what's behind you, or you can be focused on what's in front of you and experience what it is to be alive. And so, it was something else I was gonna say. It seems like I was going off on another direction a minute ago, and then I forgot what I was gonna say, but one of the things too with this stuff with the inner cities and stuff is just, they're totally like watching what people are talking about and stuff and how outraged people are getting. They are setting this up. They are setting up this civil war. They're setting you up to get angry. It's like dropping off all these people in your yard and telling you that you need to take care of them and to piss you off. They're doing it on purpose because they want to piss you off. They want to short the resources. They want to like fucking in Chicago, just closing down all the grocery stores. Like all of the poor people who live there who can't get to the grocery store now. Now, how are they supposed to get there? Now they don't have any convenience, and it's a fucking danger zone to leave your goddamn yard. You leave uh your um your home or what. I don't even know how safe your homes are, but to go out and just have to walk through a bunch of neighborhoods to get to a grocery store and then have to come and bring all that stuff back. They're just making things harder and harder, and they do it all the time to people who don't have as much money. And that is where, the people like in suburbia or even out here where I'm in the rural communities, they don't, they don't know, they don't care, whatever. So they don't have any that these people are getting squashed by the government. They are destroying, they're creating poverty and then they're destroying everybody that they get there. And, we have to stand together. We have to have empathy and see like this isn't right. And they're doing it over and over right in front of our faces, like what they're doing in all these places. This is what they've done throughout history. These same motherfucking people have been doing it this whole goddamn time. They just reset, reset, do it again, reset, do it again. You know, as soon as we reach a certain point, they just want to, start the game over, tip over the board, let's do it again. And so, I think that's what, keeps people in this feeling of constant, like you can't get ahead. Is how many lives have you probably come and lived and they just flip the board over? You can't ever get ahead. They don't want us to get ahead. They don't want us to, they don't want us to wake up. I mean, they're doing all of this shit just to try and keep us from waking up. It's like, it's so absurd. And these people are such nuts. Fucking Nancy out there admitting that she's a reptilian and laughing about it right on the news, and all of them. I'm just so freaking sick of it, and I just cannot wait until it is. And I really feel like shit is close. Somebody was just, I mean, I don't know if the whole lose the airplane thing was kind of just so that they could say, well, we got to close down the airwaves, which was so absurd. Like you're losing an air. Oh, well, we can find a balloon. We can look at you in your home on the satellite. But we just can't find this real expensive plane. We forgot to put a tracker in it. We don't know what happened. It's like, how dumb do you think we are? Like, it's ridiculous. Like they just treat us like we're the stupidest things in the world. That's aggravating. But then the people, who aren't awake, who are comfortable in the upside down, they don't see that. They don't see the aggravation. They don't see that they treat you like a fucking mongrel. They don't give a shit about you. They throw you down a few crumbs of poison and call it good, and they laugh about it. And then we all just go up and fight over the goddamn poison, fight over the crumbs, and but, this thing with them putting all these people into these cities now and getting so many people so mad. And then, like I said, in that whole one thing, they had them all out with their own flags. I was like, oh my God, they have to be being told to do this. There has to be, what I'm seeing is like in front of the symphony, the guy who has the stick, there's one of those people who's doing all of this, who's setting up all this shit. And that's what you got to see, though. It's all being set up. So they were trying to set up this big instigation of the civil war in these cities because they're going to bring in, I mean, we've already got it surrounded by all these motherfuckers. So they're going to just rush them in real quick and, say the cities are out of control, and they've already got it all set up. The UN has that 100-mile perimeter where they've already made all the laws where they can do whatever they want. They can come into your house, they can do whatever they want. And so they're trying to set that whole situation up to, throw that flag and say, oh, look, it's all been getting situated just as when Trump was in there, he was situating their fall, or he was setting them up. They're going to lose everything if you're involved in this crime or that crime. You lose all your rich shit. It all gets confiscated. And that's like why I know, like, Hanks, all these fucking rich ass people, Oprah, all that, like, without land that she's got going there, it will go back to the Hawaiians, I imagine. It will, as all this plays out, because everything's gonna be taken away from her. Jesus Christ, I don't even know that that's really her. Like she's involved in some bad shit. She's definitely in that, and he had that in those executive orders. Any of you people with money who are involved in any of the stuff, any crimes against humanity, that's it. It's bye bye all your stuff. It's all being confiscated. Any crimes against kids too is death penalty. And that is one thing where you keep seeing these outrageous crimes happening in people's homes and stuff. Oh my God. Man, I knew it was going to be bad, but oh my God, it's bad to watch. It's heartbreaking. Oh my God. And then they put all their little cute pictures, these little cute faces and shit. It's really rough. But this is the hard part for a lot of us. And then when it switches and justice starts going and stuff, but all the people who were comfortable, that's going to become so uncomfortable. They're going to just be so upside down and confused. They're going to be so distraught. and it's got to be so close. And there is somebody saying, so this whole thing about closing down the airways, like they can't, does that mean they're not letting any flights go? Like, I don't even know. Sometimes it just is like, it's so much bullshit. They just say bullshit, just to keep it talking, keep us on our edge of our seats, especially because they know there's a ton of us who are all on the edge of our seats. Like, what's next? What's next? It's like storm after storm after storm, horrible storms. Like, they're taking out entire cities. And not just the horribleness that has happened in Hawaii, but it's happening all over the place. And so, there's so much trauma that is happening, but it's all part of this natural cycle, because there's a natural cycle. They're just, I don't know, interfering with it, trying to participate in it, I fucking don't know what the hell those people do. They don't make any sense to me. So, whatever it is, uh, the stuff is going to play out, and it is going to switch, and it's going to all turn the other direction. And all of and when it all goes, the people who have been total assholes, because I keep seeing these videos too, and that people are just getting so mad. They're just so mad that these people won't wake up. And it is like you don't understand, this is a spiritual thing is happening. This is a spiritual thing. So since you don't understand spiritual things, you got to go in and try and understand, what is your soul doing here? What is your soul doing here? Like, whatever, you need to go out and figure it out, why your soul is here, what you're doing here. But so, all these people, they don't ever think about that. And so, in the bigger picture on this whole thing, why they think all the souls were supposed to wake up at that exact, we were all supposed to wake up. Whatever woke you up was supposed to wake up your neighbor. Whatever woke me up was supposed to wake up that guy over there. Where did anybody think that doesn't make any sense if you think about like the soul thing, when everybody's here to learn, like we got to get the whole picture. There's got to be people who's going to wake up on the other side, a huge amount, like you can see. And what I have paid attention to is how many of them are waking up to different things. So it's going to be like this other kind of impact. Like, we're all getting such a unique view through this awakening, and there's so much to share. There's so much to learn and stuff. But Jesus Christ, look, you got the people who are all in ego. They're the chosen. Everybody else, and then you got these are the NPCs. These people, they're never going to wake up. Like, it's just one after the other. These people are never going to wake up. They're never going to wake up. It's like the fucking ego on some of these people. Like, to think, none of these people are going to wake up. Like, what do you think is going on here? What do you think? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get where does the thinking go? Is it thinking just to stop at like, okay, there's a God Almighty up in the clouds that has chosen you, and there's a devil down here who's got everybody else, and what's next? And then there's so many people, well, what could happen is we're about to go into this big war and stuff. That couldn't happen because we are at a changing of the ages. It's the end. It's the end of that. That whole thing is ending. We're switching. It's not going to go because it's all switching. So everything is switching into a positive. It's going to go the other direction. And that is going to be the thing too, with all these people who are so in ego and so arrogant and so full of themselves, and think nobody's going to wake up and stuff. They're going to get hit with that energy. When it switches, it's going to come back. Whatever you are putting out in the world is going to come back and go directly towards you. It's like a giant mirror. The universe is going to hold a giant mirror up so you can see yourself. And it's going to be hard. It sounds like it's all easy, but it's going to be hard. Because you think about how much ego and arrogance you got going on. And so these people who are, chosen, and then all of a sudden everybody wakes up, these people who think they're about to be raptured and Jesus is about to come, and that doesn't happen. Like, all of this stuff that is, and like I kept trying to tell my mom, If there's going to be a rapture, it's going to be people who are like low vibration, like people who are half dead in the streets. It's going to be all of them are going to go. It's not going to be, the other way around. And I've argued with her about that. It's like we're all going to see how we're going to see, but uh, when everything turns, that's when we're going to see. That's when we're really going to see. We're really going to see the truth. There's not going to be any guessing or maybe this or maybe that. It's going to become crystal clear. And so, wherever you stood, however you presented, all of you is going to, it's going to be like being exposed too. Like, like the emperor's new clothes and realizing you're standing out there naked, so you're going to feel super exposed, as where I've been saying that people are so transparent now. You can see straight through them. And people have no control of their emotions and stuff. Like, so many people who are fucking children that are running around in grown-up outfits. Like they think that they're grown-ups because they go to work and stuff, but they're children. They never grew up. They're just injured little kids. I mean, it's so creepy. Like, this guy's out saving lives, and then he goes home and takes the abuse out on a little preemie baby. And, and that's what he does to all his kids. Like, when they're infants, is sit there and there's so many, there's so much sickness, coming out, being exposed. And all of the sickness being exposed is so, we can heal it, so we can see it. But you got to be willing to look at it. You got to be willing to see it. You got to be willing to also see solutions, not just be trapped. It just seems like so many people are just trapped in their minds. Like, they want things to change, but they want them to stay the same. They want it to all stay safe. They don't want to take any risks. They don't want to see where things can go. It's so weird. And then, all these people who are sitting here hanging their hat on this goddamn election is going to just get more and more ridiculous, more and more absurd. I think this next debate now, Trump has said, like, I'm not going to it. I'm going to go down to Detroit and talk to all the people that manufacturing plants just closed down. So I'm going to go talk to them. And, he's going to show, because what matters is the people. What matters is what's going on in people's lives. And he had got things going back into trying to bring us back into doing our own resources and stuff. He was trying to get that. Whole thing. And so he had been doing things with the manufacturing and the miners and all that stuff. He had been working with trying to get, our structure. Is the real infrastructure that they are trying to destroy is all of our lives of us creating communities and building the bones to the structure of what America could be, not America, well, not the America that they wanted. They wanted this just constant. They wanted to put these white people in there that had no idea who they were, then focus on telling them who they are and really feeding a lot of people's egos and stuff, and then using them to push back the people off their own lands. It seems like to me. So they built this whole place off trying to create the Civil War. And that's what they're doing right now. It seems so obvious to me. They're trying to create it, and they're going to probably get some fights. I saw a video yesterday, which I just couldn't believe. This is a grown ass man, and he was out there, and you could tell it was the people were Spanish or something, because the ones videotaping, because you could hear him talking, and this man was losing his shit and coming and tearing their whole little tent area down, tearing it, throwing all their stuff, taking their food, throwing it, taking their tables and throwing it, telling them to leave, go home, go back to their own country and stuff like that. And I mean, this whole country was built on just that, people being able to come here and build communities and stuff, and in all legitimacy, they shouldn't be able to control where we move around, where we go and stuff. It should be up to the human in the land. And, if somebody tries to go and become a part of a community, then it's up to the community. But they should have it available that they can go build their own communities. So there should not be the control over the lands like they do. I mean, it's even absurd how they are, the thing about, that they're selling us a place, like you go buy your home and they're selling you this land and your home and stuff like that. But then look at in Hawaii, what they're doing. And I'm sure it's in all these different places that are, especially the ones that are marked for the 15-minute zoos, but also the outlying areas that they're trying to herd in. So they'll destroy all of those areas too, and then take ownership. And so they just take the land away. Your house is gone. Well, it's no longer your place. And I guess that's probably why people used to, you buried your dead there. It was your place no matter what. This is our family's place. Back off. My family will get you. But I don't know. I swear to God, I feel like writing them a letter and saying that I started burying my family in the yard. But I do think I might write them a letter. I do think it's going to be up to me to stand up to these people. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But I really feel like things are about to collapse. And this one person was saying, so this air thing, they're closing down this air thing. The doomsday jet was up all Sunday. I don't know yesterday, and I don't know what's going on today, but they were making a big deal out of it because that means the president, and they're watching where he's going, and he's going to a place to hide out and all this stuff. And then and then they closed down the thing. Oh, and then they've got some weird thing talking to Caroline Kennedy and another one of the kids. And I don't know what the conversation was, but the person who was watching the whole thing said it was really, really weird and why they were talking about this stuff all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden, this whole thing with they keep putting Robert on to the main stage. They keep getting this Kennedy thing onto the main stage. And it's like it's the segue to what's next or something. And, is it going to be JFK Jr. is going to come out? Which is another thing that is weird about that, too, is there's a guy on TikTok, and I don't know if he's off Twitter, too, but he's like an older man, and he says he is the real one, that this other one is his stand-in, and that there's so much wacky shit out there, I swear to God. But we're going to see the truth. That is going to be the thing. We all want to see the truth. We all want to see the truth. But that's the thing is the other side of that coin, when we all want to see the truth, is that we're going to see the cold, hard truth about ourselves, too. There's going to be things that we're going to see about ourselves. And so that is what we have to be ready for. And a lot of people are not going to be ready. A lot of people are so in their ego. They're so full of themselves. I just cannot believe how people are getting mad and angry at people because they are still asleep. It's like, how do you not see the bigger picture? How don't, but there's so many people and then so many of these people are religious too. This, I don't think this was the glory be to God guy, but this is a guy who seems like he's trying to like imitate kind of that guy. And so still is like, glory be to God. Like, God does not want us divided. God would not want you to look at somebody like that. That's not what God would want. God would want you to understand that we're all a part of the same thing and that all of us being together is stronger. To not be the broken part, not be the disease, not be the diseased part, to be in love. Love is what holds us together. Is hatefulness, ego, this this hierarchy. I'm better than you, and this chosen. This is all that is so of the dark. This we're the chosen. We're the chosen, and there's fucking messages going all the time. Message to the chosen ones, for the chosen ones, the chosen ones. It's like, you guys, if you were really spiritual, then you would see that is divisive. That is not, how is that of the light. There's nothing that is about divisive that is of the light. You have to is coming together in acceptance and stuff, not just dividing over, and especially at this huge time of the awakening. Why can't they even understand their own awakening? Why don't they relate to that of like what it was like to wake up? But anyways, the people who I know who haven't woken up to the whole thing, to the whole lies, to the whole phoniness of this world, are still trying to hold on to that part, but they're still going through things. They're still going through a lot of things. They're going through problems, they're going through healing, they're going through relationship problems, all this stuff. So, but and that's weird too, is because how many of these people who are just all in ego are not doing their healing, are not going through that. And so when it switches, who's really going to be in the worst place? Who's really going to need more problems? The chosen, because they were so busy in ego, thought they were so above everything, they didn't have to worry about shit. That they were just the chosen because they had woke up and they had seen the truth, because the truth that will be shown to you is who you are, like at your core. Like if you are all in ego, it's going to be quite clear to you. It's going to be obvious. And so I don't know. I, but I do think that we're close. I still feel like this weekend, like I still feel like even from this point on, that anything, I think things are going to keep happening. Like it's going, because it's already like got so much shit going down. I think there was another earthquake too over in California. I don't know, if it's two or if it is just one or if there's a whole bunch of different ones now. So, anyways, shit is just going to keep going. Don't know what she's doing. It's just going to keep going crazier and crazier. But anyways, with the whole thing with your connections to these other times, acknowledge that more. Don't just keep it as like, really go in and try and figure out these attachments you have, because there's a part of you that is there. There's a part of you that is that was there, that is here, that you can connect to. Like there's just so much more to you, so much more to people than they realize. And anyways, but I already did a couple-hour video, and I still I'm open to doing it like this. But there's a whole thing about, I want to see if it's easier for people to find the video. So the one I did this morning, we'll see, because I definitely, they must be holding it back, and I don't know for how long. And then I'll see how fast this one goes. And then I'll just keep, if there's really people who really like this, I can definitely split my time in the morning too. Like, I swear to God, I'm so long winded. I can just talk and talk and talk. And I got nothing else to fucking do, because I really don't want to. Well, this morning I'm going to go out for a quick minute, but I don't want to drive across the goddamn state. Because even if shit went down, I was like, fuck, where would I want to be if shit went down? I want to be in my own goddamn house. Don't want to be sleeping on someone's uncomfortable couch. Like, if there's not gonna be any power, not be any water, and not be in somebody else's thing too, if they don't have food, like, I don't know. So I don't want to even go and drive over there, even if nothing is gonna go down. Yeah, I don't know. I just got to go with, you're always where you're supposed to be. And if I was supposed to be taking off and driving across the state and going over there for the memorial and all that stuff, it would be, I would feel more pressure that I got to get over there and stuff like that. And I don't. I feel like I got to stay more safe, but I just still don't know if this is going to be anything that's going to happen. But fuck, there's always a storm brewing, and there's whatever the thing was. Because then I went on there this morning. I talked about it on the other one, but this thing of whatever's supposed to go on over by Seattle. It was some sort of thing that they were putting with revelations or something. So I don't know. There's so much of this stuff that you see all the time. So many of these things that people keep saying. I just go with the whole thing with the doomsday map. And the map's changing. It's changing right before us. It's changing into what the doomsday map says. And the doomsday map says this whole area is going to be gone. So I'm just going to go with that. I just don't know how it's going to go, when it's going to go, or any of that stuff. But you got to trust that you're where you're supposed to be. And if you're supposed to go, it's not a bad thing. Just like I said, there's tons of people all leaving together. You could be leaving with a huge group too. Like if you are leaving, like just there's nothing that anybody's doing wrong. That's all I know. There's just a lot going on. And when I went on to TikTok in between this recording and the one I did a little while ago, I was like, this is so chaotic. I cannot believe it. It feels so chaotic. It just feels like things are spinning so fast right now. It's got to, like, it's got to be to the point where it's going to spin and turn the other direction. So we'll see. And, you know, maybe it is going to be still more dropping things and stuff. But I still say that the financial thing is going to be, I hope, is going to be real quick, and it's going to start everything in motion, because they can't take, they're still on the edge of taking down Joe, but they can't take him down until the money goes down. The money has to go down because it has to go down under him. So that has to go. And then all of the government and stuff. But they've already got so many people arrested, and these things keep coming out all the time. So things have got to be, they've got to start putting the pieces together. They got to start making the story. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I don't know how long I've been talking right now. Oh, I think it's at 41. So, but I did do one this morning, so I don't know if it takes a long time to download, if it's going to take a long time. But I will do the live ones, or if people really want to just switch it over to the live ones because it goes right on, I can do that too. So anyways, just let me know. And I said that too in the other video I did, but I don't know when it'll be on for you guys. It should be on for me. It should be on in like an hour. It usually goes on about 8:30, I think, or 9, when I started at like 4. So, or I don't know when I start. I don't know. I have no idea the time. 7:16. And it says, I don't know. I don't even know if I've gotten out of this chair. Oh, I have gotten out of this chair. I have done some stuff. But anyways, okay, I'm gonna go because I'll talk to you later. But anyways, and I'm gonna see if I can see this real quick. If I can read. So Beth said crazy times. Fuck yeah, it is crazy times. And Darius says that the souls, oh, it's like seeing double vision. The souls of something have, oh, I can't read it. And then another one says convincing game, fear. But yeah, all of this stuff is, it's total bullshit. It's a war on our soul. But so many people don't even know they have a soul. And it says so many people have like surrendered before they even knew that there was a battle going on. So you gotta tune into your internal. You gotta tune into yourself. I is, really important through all this stuff, is to really keep going inside of you and trying to understand everything through you, through your own soul, not anything about their world, because their world is crazy and their world is falling apart. Their world's dying. It's just like the never ending story or something. The darkness is going away and the light is coming in. So, anyways, I will talk to you guys later.